Under the Waves is a masterpiece. It's an underwater exploration game about a man named Stan, your character, who struggles with his past trauma at the bottom of the ocean. You work for a company called Unitrench, and your boss is named Tim. Your wife, Emma, lives on the surface. Pretty long distance relationship if I do say so myself. I started off joining the water for the first time and entering a bunker, where I found the moon. Yes, my submarine is the moon. I drove my sea vehicle to the life module and called Emma. She didn't really answer. After that, it was time to head out. I wrote my daily log entry and went to bed, concluding my first full day under the waves. BAM! Nightmare. I woke up in this underwater neighborhood place, and then Stan started having a mental breakdown in front of a car. Log entry 1. Stan Murray. They told me I need to keep a log. Personal thoughts, any issues, stuff like that. Apparently it helps maintain a steady emotional baseline. I'll take their word for it. This is my second stint as a diver and my first living on the bottom. The life module is very nice. There's a television. Honestly, I don't know what to write here. I feel good, I suppose. The isolation is nice. Needed. End of entry. Daily mission time. I'm sure I'll have an Avengers level threat to defeat because I'm such a great What do you mean I have to collect algae? Oh hey, it's Joe! Boy! Bro, this stupid drone flew straight through a whole antenna. Literally, why? Then I said goodnight to a picture of some people and went to bed, completing my second night at the bottom of the sea. Am I on the upside down, yo? Also, what the hell is this? Log entry 2. Stan Murray. First day of real tasks. Basic maintenance, leaks, repairs, all covered by training. Personal thoughts. It's quiet down here. When the TV's off, it's just the currents and the whir of Mercury's hard drives, or whatever it has. It's nice. Coming back here was a good decision. Bro, the people on this TV look more real than Stan. Also, there's an apocalyptic storm going on the surface. I'm sure everything will be fine. Alright, missions the second time around have got to be good. Another bunk. Hey, is that Venom? Once I made it to the bunker, Tim wanted me to find the issue that was happening or something. It was an octopus. An octopus just spawned in on the control panel to ruin everyone's day. Oh, it likes to play tag as well. I followed it for like 15 minutes and found a useless plane, which is pretty cool though. Remember that world-ending hurricane I talked about? Apparently it sent some cargo up and away into my area and I have to go scan it. Somehow I don't think I was supposed to find the fucking Titanic down here. I set off a mine on the submarine and entered, but something was wrong. I couldn't explain it. That place just felt off. I did find this cool spirit jellyfish though. I'm sure that has nothing to do with the story. Anyway, I headed back home and called Emma back. This is kind of how that conversation went.
So, did you get my message?
Yes.
Why is someone watching me out the
Yeah,
window?
I did. Things are... I'm worried, Stan, about you.
No, I don't want you to.
This isn't healthy. It's been 3 years.
Don't.
I love you and I miss you, but hiding yourself away won't...
No, please, just...
And you're not the only one who's suffering. But we can't live there anymore. Back there. I need you with me here. Now.
I am with you. I mean, I want to be. But I told you, I still need time.
Damn, this is getting really deep. What is going on?
What, Stan? Because as far as I can see, you're just treading water. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset. Look, I heard there was a storm coming, and I wanted to try and reach you.
What? I can't... Emma? The line's going...
I can't. I don't want to lose another part of my family to that company.
Yeah, not the best way to end my night. My dream was different this time. I was on the submarine with the light jellyfish I'd seen. They led me to a little girl. My daughter, Pearl.
Oh. My Pearl. Daddy loves you.
And she died.
Much.
Log entry 3, Stan Murray. I've rewritten this 3 times now. Last try. I saw something today. In a wreck. There's an old submarine down here, in a cave. It makes no sense. Can't have gotten there itself. Inside there was something. I heard a person, maybe? Most ridiculous written down. Along with the nightmares I've been having, something's definitely off. End of entry. Log entry 4, Stan Murray. Whatever I did with the oxygen seemed to have worked. Headache's gone. More routines tasks today. A few leaks, misaligned pipe needed moving. Mercury refuses to get my name right. If I didn't know better, I think it was mocking me. Played with Joe before coming back. Shouldn't get attached. Don't know whether to include this, but I dreamt of Pearl last night. She was here with me, under the sea. She felt happy. I was happy. Need to talk to Tim about sleeping pills. End of entry. Log entry 5, Stan Murray. There was a minor emergency today. One of the rig supply boats capsized. Tim put me on alert, but nothing came of it. Meant I spent the whole day in the module. Read a lot, watched the news, slept. All in all, I wish they needed me. I wanted space. I wanted peace. But if that space is empty, it's all too easy to fill with the things I wanted to forget. End of entry. Log entry 6, Stan Murray. Back to the grind. Trink line supports needed reinforcing. Changed the air filters on the moon. Tim called in. Told me it was his birthday. Should have remembered. 2 days before Dad's. Mercury said something about me losing weight. They must have sensors in the floor. Creepy. Feeling better today. Keeping busy. That's the key. End of entry. Log entry 7, Stan Murray. Nothing to report, work-wise. Getting used to a schedule now. Actually had a hop in my step this morning. Emma called. It was quick, awkward. She seemed distracted. Said she had a doctor's appointment. Nothing to worry about, she said. But I do. I find it hard to know what to say to her. Pearl's always there, looming over everything. We've turned her memory into a wedge between us. Exactly what I wanted to avoid. End of entry. Log entry 8, Stan Murray. Dad's birthday. Log entry 9, Stan Murray. Regular work schedule. Big old leak, lots of crude in the water. Tim said not to worry about it, but he could tell it bothered me. Have I sold out? Growing up? Unitrench were always the bad guys. The giant corporate affair here to ruin the old ways. And they did, if you talk to Dad. The fisheries died off, the trawlers went elsewhere, towns died out, people moved. But people moved in too. Unitrench brought in hundreds of jobs, thousands maybe. Look at Tim, from sea dog to C-suite. But seeing all that oil, the fish caught in its grasp, I don't know. End of entry. Log entry 10, Stan Murray. Dreamt of her again, Pearl, but she's always down here, with me. I see places I know, but drowned. Whales overhead. At least the headaches haven't come back. Tim said there'd be a supply drop tomorrow. Food, tools. I asked for a newspaper, but he couldn't promise anything. I wish we had more time to talk on those calls, like we used to, on the boats, but he's changed. I wonder if I have. End of entry. Log entry 11, Stan Murray. Supplies arrived. No newspaper, lots of rice. Caught my hand in a valve. Hurt. Had to break open a first aid kit. Checked in with Tim. He seemed genuinely worried. Told me to keep an eye on it. Emma called. Didn't mention the hand. She seemed off again. More so. Sounded close to tears at one point. Funny thing is, we were talking about nothing. Food prep, I think. Mercury got my name wrong again. I could have sworn he smirked. End of entry. Log entry 12, Stan Murray. Took Moon up to the surface this morning and just sat there, watching the sunrise. First real feeling of peace I've had out here. Busy day after that. A whole sub-hive of drones went down. 15 of the things hid in a cave until their engines died. Almost looked like something herded them in there, trapped them. Tim called to congratulate me. My performance exceeded expectations, apparently. God knows how low they set the bar then. I really missed Emma today. She would have loved that sunrise. End of entry. Log entry 13, Stan Murray. Nothing to report. Work continued as normal. Emma called. Somehow better and worse than the last. She opened up towards the end. Then when I mentioned how much I was getting used to the rhythm here, she froze up. Came close to calling me selfish. Maybe she's right, but I still need this. Wanted to take Moon up to watch the sunset, but too tired. Going to bed. End of entry. I woke up on my 14th day underwater with a new mission. Tim called and said I needed to increase the output at the refinery to the max. I told him it was a bad idea, and he agreed, but orders are orders. Our hands were tied. After I entered the refinery, I increased the turbine's output to the maximum. It was a mistake, to say the least. Emergency protocols started going off, the cooling system failed, then an explosion happened. A small one, but it was enough for me to understand that I needed to undo this if I wanted to live. Tim said I could shut it down from the basement, so that's where I went. As soon as I got to the switch, the place started to blow. The black tar-looking things from my dream on night 2 showed up and rushed me. I couldn't see, and then everything was gone. Someone woke me up. It was Pearl. I stumbled down the hall, trying to escape the refinery walls. When I made it out, I was in my house on the surface, but underwater. I walked into Pearl's room and found her stuffed animal on the bed. It was all too much. Stan sat down in her bed and hugged it close as he cried himself out of this dream. I made it out of the refinery. Tim was terrified for me. There was oil everywhere. I drove back to the life module like Tim asked, and Stan started beating himself down in the shower.
The hell is wrong with you? Why can't you just be normal? Emma's moved on, but you stuck in your self-obsessed spiral of... And now you're seeing things. Get it the hell together. You're losing her. Just like you lost. Like we lost Pearl.
The news said the storm was only getting worse, and Tim sent me out to collect blueprints for a laser that incinerates oil. Yeah, I kinda wanted that, not gonna lie. When I went to bed this time, that stuffed animal from Pearl's room was there. Stan fell asleep in a ball, holding it close. It was a nightmare this time. Pearl was begging for my help. I tried to reach her, but these stupid leech things dragged me away and back into the reality of day 15. Red alert. Log entry 14. Stan Murray. Bad day today. Corporate wanted the yield increased before the storm, and I almost killed myself during their dirty work. And there was another dream, or hallucination, but I wasn't sleeping. I was out cold, probably from the refinery accident. Got knocked on the head, saw things I didn't want to. What am I doing down here? I wanted space, freedom from myself? Instead, I found another set of chains. These ones are linked to something much more sinister. I don't know. At least Moon's new laser thing might help me clean up the pollution in the area. It's the least I can do. End of entry. I woke up to a huge power outage. I had to quickly make it to the fuse box outside and rewire it before the oxygen ran out and the whole module collapsed. I got it working now, and then called Tim to check up on the storm on the surface.
This storm, it's worse than anyone thought. Something broke loose. Long story short, there's a fire up here that's stubbornly refusing to go out. Maybe you can help.
He wanted me to go to Sector A, about 600 meters away. That took a while, but I finally made it inside after turning on the maintenance drones one by one. I needed to completely shut down Sector A. Unitrench had been using it as an unsafe oil mine, and Tim and I couldn't stand by while they annihilated the entire ecosystem. The drills had to go. I shut down everything. The oil rig was done. Then Stan had this moment of clarity, and I just have to share his speech with you guys.
Come on. Let's get back. It's funny, you know. I'm talking to you like you're a living, breathing creature. Like you understand me. But you're not. You don't. You're a submarine. A machine. And you give something a name. No. Mercury. You give it a face.
He's getting deep.
Jellyfish. But they're just floating nervous systems. They come So you'll need companions. It's the loneliness. The fear. Loneliness. Desperation. I came down here to be alone, but I've turned you into a constant companion. What does that say about me? Were those voices the same? Loneliness. Manifested. Pearl. My own mind. Fighting against itself. Listen to me. Talking nonsense, I'm tired. Need sleep.
Tim called to praise me for my work, and then I drove home to call Emma. She called me insane, unwell. God, I'll just let you have a listen.
Stan! Stan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh my God, what happened? Are you okay? Just tell me you're...
I'm okay. The fires are on the surface. I'm fine.
Oh my God, you have no idea how worried I was. I want you to come home, now.
Emma, I can't just...
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You may not think you can, but you absolutely can.
Let's go up to the surface,
She needs
right?
me to.
She? Who? Some faceless unit trench executive? One of Tim's lackeys?
No, you don't understand. I'm seeing. I saw her, Emma. I saw her down here.
What are you talking about?
I didn't want to worry you, but it's Pearl. I saw Pearl. I know this is hard to hear. God knows it's been hard to see, but I swear on my life, she came to me. I was on a routine maintenance run, just to clear up, really, and there was this light and a little bear. Remember?
That ain't no bear.
Lumiere. I know. It was Emma.
I need you to listen to me.
Do you hear me? I saw Pearl.
I'm gonna call Tim. I'm gonna call the police or the Coast Guard or whoever it is that's supposed to be regulating that company.
No, you're not listening to me.
Because you are obviously not fine. You are very far from fine.
What if Pearl doesn't exist?
I'm not crazy. I saw her. I touched her. She saved my life down there.
Pearl? Pearl saved your life 100 meters underwater? Was she wearing a diving suit?
No, she was...
Listen to yourself, please.
No, Pearl existed, okay.
Pearl is dead, Stan. She's dead. I don't know if you've got nitrogen narcosis or something, but you need help. And I'm gonna get it for you. I'm calling Tim.
No, please, he won't...
This is as much for me as you. I'm...
You're what?
It doesn't matter. I love you.
I dreamt of the first dream I ever had down here, except this time Pearl was there. Log entry 15, Stan Murray. Things are bad. Fire on the rig, module powered down, had to reset everything. I'm seeing things again. Bad things, the creature from my nightmare, and Pearl's voice, coming from the deep. I've seen the guts of Unit Trench's operation as well. They're not just drilling, they're decimating. I've seen no regard for maintaining the environment, no thought given to conservation or protection. Even their own equipment is failing from lack of repair. The only thing they care about is profit. Endless, exponential growth. and I've seen enough to know they'll never stop destroying the planet to get it. So yes, I do feel something else down here. A presence, dark and angry. End of entry. I didn't have many tasks today, so I went after Joe, who had gone missing. I tracked his signal to a massive pipe 1,200 meters away and... Whoa, what happened? My game crashed. Nah, I'm all the way back here. Oh, hell no. Anyway, those tunnels were a maze. Also, I found a nuke and some nanostorms from Moonfall, the greatest movie of all time. But none of that is important. What is important is that I found Joe. Yeah, he's dead. Who could have seen it coming? And of course, I started having a mental breakdown and entered a dream. This time I was in a garden. I found Pearl and gave her Lumiere, the stuffed animal. She was so happy.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Bye, Joe. I'm sorry.
I tried to call Emma, but the comms were down, so I just went to bed and dreamt of Pearl. We went for a walk, and she talked about her goldfish, Jean Paul. He died, and it made her really sad. So Stan gave her a motivational speech like a great father.
I didn't want him to die.
No one ever wants their friends to die. But that's life. It's all a big circle. Yeah. Everything dies. And when it does, it goes back into the earth and helps make new life. Even John Paul.
Yeah, bro.
That's why
Even
it's
John
important
Paul.
to remember them. The ones we lose. They're a part of that circle. And as long as we remember them, they're never really gone. I love you, Pearl.
But you're not real. And I have to wake up. Wow, Stan, maybe you should listen to your own advice, you Log entry 16. Stan Murray. Joe is dead. Suffocated. Everything down here is rotten. Decaying. The water, the animals, the infrastructure. Everything to the core. And I helped spread the disease. It was my fault. It was all my fault. Saw Pearl again. Don't know if it was a dream or not. I want to go home. End of entry. The first thing I woke up to was an SOS distress signal from Sector B. Tim said he was getting me out of here. He had no idea something was awry in Sector B. When I told him, we agreed it was to be my final mission. When I reached the door, it asked for priority access. Tim didn't have the code. If only there was another way. It was over. I couldn't finish the game because there was no way I... Oh look, there's a conveniently placed vent right here. Tim said that the first sign of trouble, I should leave. But I ain't no bitch, bro. I'm Stan Murray. Who do you think I am? Let's do it! Yo, look, there's a yellow glowy thingy surrounded by nightmare fuel. Scoot, we investigating this. Tim, I found trouble. Your buddy is dead. Turns out Unitrench was deleting their server data. They flooded the server rooms and evacuated everyone. That was their mistake for not making sure all the people were out. Because I received a distress signal. And now innocents were dead, and Tim and I knew the truth of that wretched company. It was a search and destroy, not a relief mission. I found the hit squad that was sent in to wipe the server banks. They were dead, locked themselves in and drowned. Suicide on behalf of the company. No witnesses to the scene. Tim and I needed to stop the server wipe. It was still going. He told me to bugger it. With pleasure, old man. As soon as I pulled the plug on the data erasure, I had a new dream. I woke up in a supermarket. Pearl was waiting for me.
I'm just...
What, honey?
I don't know. I don't want you to leave again.
Now you listen to me. I'm not going anywhere.
I'm gonna have to
I'll
go
never
somewhere.
leave you again. Come on now. Let's get out of here. I hope you know that Mummy and I will always be there for you, sweetheart.
Stan, you've gotta let go, man.
Good. We both will.
I know.
Tim finished stopping the data erasing while I was out, and I told him I was done. with everything.
I'm out, Tim. I'm done.
I saw. The data erasure has stopped and...
No. I mean, I'm done. With this. All of this.
Okay, lad, yeah. That's probably for the best. I'll schedule a retrieval crew ASAP. You get yourself back to the module.
On my way back to the life module, I confessed a bit about Pearl to him. He said he believed me. What a relief that was. Maybe I'm not crazy after all. When I made it back to the life module, I called Emma for the last time underwater.
Stan! Stan, can you hear me?
I'm here. I'm here.
I saw the rig on the news. Worst platform accident in over a decade, they said. The environmental damage alone. And I can't even worry about that because my husband refuses to listen to reason.
I'm coming back.
All to chase some flight of... What?
I'm done. It's all done. I'm coming home. Tim's sending a boat. Tomorrow.
That's... Okay. Okay, good. Why am I not... Why do I feel there's a but?
I can't leave her like this. I think she needs my help.
Pearl.
Yes.
And... what does she say?
I don't expect you to understand.
Understand? What is there to understand when you're not making any sense? I'm pregnant.
What?
I'm pregnant, Stan.
Oh my God. Oh my... We're gonna have a...
A baby. We're gonna have a baby.
Oh my God. I can't. All right, look, I know I haven't been. In a way, I've just been. I just miss her so much, Emma. Every time I close my eyes, I see her. I see you. I see us, and it never stops hurting.
And you think it's been different for me? I haven't had a single waking moment of clarity in 3 years. But I knew I couldn't let that pain define me, or I would never, ever escape it. I love you. But starting again, moving on, it is hard, Stan. I'm gonna need you with me.
Bro, all this is so emotional, man.
I will be. I promise.
It's so good.
Do whatever it is you need to do. But God help me, if you leave us, I will never forgive you.
Log entry 17. Stan Murray. Emma is pregnant. She's pregnant. What am I supposed to do with that? We had a child. A daughter. We lost her. We can't just replace her. Move on like nothing happened. But that's not what this is it? It's us moving on. The circle. Like my dream. Like I told Pearl. Then why do I feel so awful? Unitrench is done for. They tried to delete the records of their negligence. They sacrificed an entire team to do it. Killed by that thing. But they failed. We have the evidence. I hope Tim burns it all to the ground. End of entry. I couldn't sleep, so I stayed awake. The spirit jellyfish was at my window. It wanted me to follow it. I followed it to the bottom of a chasm where a giant squid, a kraken, grabbed hold of Moon and dragged me down. I awoke in a cave. I quickly got out of Moon and started swimming. I found these stone giants, but I kept moving. There was a bright door. I swam through it. I was on my couch, in my house, with Pearl in an armchair. I brought her up to her room and laid her down in bed.
There we go. Package delivery. One sleepy girl. Better?
I closed the window for her, gave her Lumiere, and told her a bedtime story, the whale song.
Okay, love. Time for bed.
It's time for bed, Pearl.
Daddy, please, it's so cold down here. I'm lonely. Stay, please.
Oh, God. Sweetheart. I don't know if I can.
I can't stay, Pearl. I'm sorry.
Could I really stay? Emma. The baby. Pearl's here. She's right here. I can't just leave. Can I? Should I?
This decision took so much longer than it should have. This part at the end of the game put me in shambles. But eventually, I made a choice. Mommy needs me, sweetheart.
Mommy needs me. We're having a... We need each other.
I love you, Daddy.
I miss you. I'll always miss you. Always. Goodbye. Sweet girl. My Pearl. My daughter died 3 years ago. Seems like hardly any time at all. And an eternity. It was her love that hurt most. Its absence. Like when she'd jump onto our bed on Saturday mornings. When Emma'd sneak up behind her, lift her overhead. The house was empty without it. But I still hear it. Every single day. It's mine now. And I guess that's the point. Life is one long series of partings. But no one ever really leaves. We move on, knowing we carry them with us. Pearl is with me now. I will love her for as long as I love anything. But for the first time in a long time, I feel unburdened, free. Like I don't have to run from the future. I have to let her go. But I'll never leave her behind. Because none of us are alone. Not really. Pearl, I love you.
In memory of those we have lost. I don't have a face cam, so you guys can't see me, but I did just cry for the ending of the game. Oh my god, it was so good. This game was so good.